Big up, big up, big up. If you popping up tonight, tomorrow, wherever you may be, good evening, good afternoon. Oy vey. I don't know what. There's a lot to say, but I guess at the top of my head, I don't know what to say. I'll put it that way. Currently, I still feel confident that we can make it out of the group first and foremost. So I'm not by any stretch of the imagination like super concerned. That's just me. Big up Bobby K in the house. Big up Alexander Steak. How you doing? Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. For me, I'm still upset about it, I guess. Like I still think that we got lucky on one hand. I feel like we got lucky, and then on another hand, I feel like we deserved more. We should have gotten more. We should have been able to put this team away. We lost to them before at their house, and then we can't even beat them at our house. It just doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good for me anyway. But overall, I guess like I'm not too concerned. So I will say that much. Let's see. Steak, you say draw, probably fair result in the end. Dyer turned into Lukaku. If the Porto player won the ball of Lloris, they would have scored with us having no keeper. Yeah, that's true. Very late on, Lloris came out. And Lloris making a good save. What made up for the first error. And it is still in our hands, sir. You are 100% correct. It is still in our hands. I don't know. I'm not like... This has never been some competition I really felt like we had a chance to win. I felt like if anything, it would just take our attention away from more attainable goals. But at the same time, you have to go out there with, with the mentality that this is a team that clearly you should have the quality on as far as the manager, the players, stadium, working facility where you work Monday through Fridays a lot. I'm sure it's a lot nicer than where, all respect to Lisbon, but like Tottenham's a different echelon. So, but man, let's get right into it, I guess. It's a half-empty Marseille stadium. Interesting enough, that's actually going to be on my birthday, the Marseille game. I was really hoping that we were going to win it today, so that way we wouldn't have to like really put too much concern on November, especially right before that World Cup when players are going to kind of. I mean, I don't want to say it, but we all kind of know it. Let's be honest. Let me lower this volume here. Honestly, big shout out Colin. He was supposed to pop up with me, so he actually, Colin, he's like a bird. Colin's like a bird, and he just, he'll fly, he'll do his thing, and every now and then he'll greet you at your porch when you're sipping your coffee, and he'll give you a little tweet, but for whatever reason, the bird has left the nest in regards to Colin. I haven't heard from him. But we're going to pop up anyway, just because, honestly, like, there's some things I wanted to say. There's some things. Yeah, Colin popped out. Okay, what's up? Gogama's in the house. What's up? How you doing? Listening to your pop-up? Fighting? I mean, we did fight. We did fight at the end of the day. It's very unfortunate. I guess what I'm trying to not talk too much about is the VAR decision, just because personally I don't understand, and I feel like if I tried to, I don't know. I just don't understand. Like I don't get that. That was a moment that we're never gonna have back. So it's pretty disappointing for me because I felt like in that moment, it showed a lot of people like, yo, we can still gut these out. We shouldn't be having first and foremost, to gut these out against these kinds of teams, in my opinion. Unfortunately, we had to gut this one out. But how are we all feeling in the chat? We got 5 of us popping up tonight. Bobby K, hope you're doing well, my friend. I guess the reason why I'm thinking I didn't really want to talk too much about the VAR decision, because in the end of the day, if it comes down to the 90-some minute, it's going to come down to 90-some minute. But if this is a team like Sporting Lisbon, this is one you're supposed to put away. You're supposed to. There's a lot more moments other than just the one moment there at the end. So that's my opinion anyway. I wonder how you guys and gals, how y'all are feeling about that VAR decision. Like, that's kind of why I put the poll the way I did. Like, what happened? Was it refs? Was it not our fault? I just kind of want to read the room and see. And right now, it's the poll's fucking even right now, so that's pretty sweet. 40% says we suck, not the refs' fault. It's our fault. 20% tied across the board for the rest of the way. Did enough to win, but VAR was lubed up. Players let us down. VAR lubed me. Yeah. Okay, we're getting more in the we suck, not the refs' fault. It's our fault. That's kind of... I feel like when I make these answers to the quiz, I feel like I really feel all these answers. That's just me. I feel like all these answers for me are like little pieces of how I feel, if that makes sense. But big ups if you're popping ups. Bobby K, VAR decision doesn't mean shit. Game should have been won way before that incident. That's what I'm talking about. Bobby K, you understand, my friend. Well, shoot, we're about 8.5 minutes now. We got 80 ya. We got 8 likes, 11 votes in the poll. So there's people out there voting in the poll, but ain't liking the vidya. That's fine. I see you every week. Y'all out here represent wherever you at. I'm gonna put this up before I bring on our first guest of the evening, because I do want to say thank you to everyone who's on this list. You know who you are. Soggy Undies Club, Alan Sibley and Reyes Jr. there in the Soggy Undies Club. And in the 10-inch club, we have Faraz Goguma, Queen Ellie with Tottenham Till I Die, and C. Shearman in the 10-inch club. So big up yourself, Goguma. I know you're in the chat somewhere. Official supporters, we got Scott M., James George J. Coe, David, Aaron Dub, he signed up last night, and Jack K over there from the Irish Hotspur. Lovers Lane, we got Bobby K from 3 Spurs Boys, Gina Kim, Tom Markkinen, and C Cubed. Big up yourselves, every single one of yous. If you want to become one of them people helping support this channel, helping us grow, helping us do our thing over here on United Spurs of America, you can go ahead and hit that link that I pinned to the top of the chat. I'll take you to Patreon. You can select your club. I feel like every week there's someone else who surprises me and just wants to support the channel and support us here. So maybe this is you. Maybe it's your time to surprise me this week. Maybe. If not, you can always hit like, hit that subscribe. It's free. You don't got to pay nothing. You don't got to sign up for nothing. All right. Anywho, let's get straight to it. First, pop up with Jacob tonight. Well, the song's ending. You know what? I'm going to play the damn intro. There it go. First and foremost, put your hands together for C-Cubed. How are we doing?
Hey. Hi, Jacob.
How's everything going on your side of the... I just made the music really loud to introduce you. That's honestly all that I did. And I'm just going to lower that right now.
Oh.
Big ups. How you doing?
Could be better.
Ain't that the gravy?
So, which one do you think I picked? Jacob, because you always guess mine. I think right now you only have not guessed it one time ever.
That's tough. But see, usually I try to answer this question like after I've heard your point of view, because then I think that could better assess, because I feel like this is a pretty good diverse group of answers that I put in the poll. So I really feel like
Yeah, but you should know. You should know by now, because we're talking.
I'm gonna say that you say we suck, not the refs' fault. It's our fault.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna say that you sided with the majority here.
I did side with the
that we have
majority.
here. Yeah.
Those people are smart.
I think I saw Scott M saying, let's see, where's Scott M? Yeah, I saw 40% of the voters are smart. Scott M, it's up to 50 now. We officially have 50%, 12 votes, so 6 yeas, and then 3 of you, I guess 1 each for the other answers. I like that though. I feel like it's good, like representation across the board. Kind of how everyone's feeling. Did I miss some comments here? I'm so thrown off because what's up, James Joris? Big up Jacob and everyone. My poll answers, I need a hug. Big up James Joris. I got a hug for you, buddy. Come here, James. Come here. There you go. That wasn't a really good hug. It was kind of tight, but anyway, I guess I'm just kind of like disappointed because 2 on the bounce in the Premier League, and then this feels like a loss. I know it wasn't. We got a point, whatever. We're still like alive in the group, but it feels like a loss. Cubes, does it feel like a loss for you?
It does feel like a loss, because if we had lost, I wouldn't have been like, oh, this is really unfair. Because based off of our performance, I mean, okay, we definitely started to hit stride around the 55th to 60th minute mark. We started to like look lively and start to like get a lot of chances, and we started dominating. But I mean, I don't think we can expect that we can bail for that long, like 60 minutes of a game, and just be like, and not be there, just ghost for 60 minutes and be like, yeah, we deserve to win. Like,
yeah, I mean, but on one hand, like when we turned it around, we definitely turned it around, and it looked like we put some hot sauce in the pan, and we were really starting to cook up something. And it was really unfortunate for me. There's a lot of chances, just because I think it's the quality of players we have. We're gonna get into it, but when I'm looking at the first half, like the Marcus Edwards goal,
and
I thought Højbjerg had a pretty rough day, and I thought that Dyer had a pretty rough day. He's been having some pretty rough days lately.
That's not rough days for Dyer. That's just days.
Typical day in the office. A typical fucking
Dyer days.
Yeah. Well, I always say you can't spell Dyer without die. So I felt that way for quite some time. Sun ghosting big matches. Easy there, Alex. I'm actually going to star that, and I'm going to come back to it because I think that's also a good talking point. James Joris says, we are all hurting a little, even though, thank God, we scored. But let's focus on the positive. Positive being we're top of our group. Yeah. I guess, in the same sense in the Premier League, we're still third at the end of the night.
See how long this all lasts.
Hey, I mean, sometimes like when you have a backpack that you like a lot and you don't want to replace it, and the strap's like broken, it's busted, so you just tie in that shit and like bobby pinning it or safety pinning it, and you hanging on with dear life. I think that's where we're at right now. At least that's where I feel. I don't feel like we're in free fall yet. I think we're just in a little stumbling stage. Again, there's so many aspects to this game that I feel like that are gonna be really good to talk about. But let's see. Q pick up option 5. Sonny sucks. Sell him. Actually, Scott said that he feels like I include one to try and bait you to pick the -1. Scott. Yes, I do. First of all, I do. But see, that's the thing is, even if you don't like the color green, or the color red, or the color, whatever color, like, in most paintings, there's still all colors are represented. At least my favorite paintings anyway. So I feel good about still where we're at, not where our team's at, but just like our position at this stage in the Champions League, in the Premier League. So that's how I'm feeling. I'm not too concerned. Let's run through something. Gil Messi is what shout out Irish Hotspur, David Harrison, them. He calls him Gil Messi. He's been calling him Hill Messi for quite some time. So, you know what? My critique on him is anytime I've seen him wear the shirt, he hasn't impressed me. He changed that. I can at least say he impressed me today. You know,
It doesn't take very much to, I don't know, our standards.
Well, see, here's the thing.
Our standards
in a game
are
like
so low that you don't have to do a lot.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you've been in the desert and someone's like, I got some water, but like I was drinking out of it, my backwash, I also spit in it. And then it would be like, well, you know, fuck it. Like, I'm thirsty. So I think when Keel came on, no one can deny that there was he brought something that wasn't happening on the field at that moment. You know, was it enough? Obviously not, because he didn't score, but he was trying. I think he showed more than some players who were out there for the first 45. So I don't know, it's tough. Lucas Moura, I thought he did like one or two good things and the rest were not good things, and he had a long time to do not good things. So it's like, why? It's kind of my argument with the Jed Spence thing. Like, why the hell not? At this point, what do you have to lose? Because Emerson, Doherty, I don't give a shit. They're not offering much. They're really not. When Emerson came on the pitch, everything he did today was bad. There was one moment where it was like a 30-second sequence and he crosses the ball and it hits the first dude right in the stomach. So I was like, okay. And then it gets bounced around. We retain possession somehow. And then of course the ball makes its way back to the right side. And then he does that pass to Hill where Hill's running and he does a no look. Have you seen it? He does no.
Yeah.
I'm not looking. Bitch, I noticed you weren't looking. Where the fuck did that shot go? Like, no shit. I'm just saying, like, don't do shit like that if you can't complete a basic pass. I really struggle with that, with what I saw from that man and what I've continued to see. It's concerning. It was a draw. Let's stay positive. We're top of the group. On to Marseille. I'm about to sneeze because I think I'm allergic to being positive right now. No, I'm just playing. You know me. I'm always positive. I can't not be somewhat positive. I mean, we're top of the group. And you know what? So November 1st, we play Marseille. That's my birthday. I turned 32. All right. I'm really like, I wanted that day to not have much to do with the result of a game that Tottenham plays, because at this moment, I don't like it. So I was really hoping for that. Like, my wife was like, you know, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I'm like, well, I hope that we win today. So I don't care I'm not going to be like, I need to cheer me up. It's just like, no, it's like, I don't care if we win or lose because we're already onto the next round. So it's unfortunate. I guess that's why I think I'm getting hit a little harder, because now I'm like, fuck, I got to make my birthday now. Like, all right, if we win, we're going to do this. If we lose, we're going to do this. But I guess the good thing is, since it is my birthday, if I just bitch and moan all day like some people, my wife will have to put up with it. So, or hopefully she will. Cross my fingers. If she's watching this, please put up with it.
By the way.
Thank you. Not yet. I'm not there yet. I'm trying to go. Okay, so there's a mindset that she talks about when getting older, and it's if you approach it with a positive outlook, that you won't feel the effects of aging as badly as if you go into it with the mindset of like, fuck, I'm old. my back hurts, my legs hurt. You know, I don't know. She's a music therapist, so she like knows all about that, like help you mentally type stuff. Me, I just go through the motion. I have the emotions and I go through the motions. So it's like, I don't know. I feel
Did you
old, but I'm trying. I'm trying for 32 to be like, I'm gonna exercise more and I'm gonna eat better and eat more vegetables, like my wife says. But you know, steak. You know, me and steak, Alexander, we go way back since I was a kid. So it's tough. It's tough. Sorry, Cubes. That was a little bit of a rant there.
No, rant on, rant on. I think that's we all need to get it out. It's we're playing Villa on my birthday, and I saw that when it just like came out, the fixtures just got announced and everything, and I was like, fixture schedule was announced and everything, and I was like, fuck. I was like, and it's like 6 a.m. my time.
Oh damn.
Like, am I gonna want to like wake up really early again? I usually always have to do and regret it, like I always do, is regret it. And so I was like, man, I don't know if I want to like deal with that, but but I probably will, because I'm a masochist. And
well, also I think about it this way: if I choose to sleep in, like, what am I potentially gonna miss that I would have loved to witness live? That's the way I see it. Doherty didn't have the worst game, to be fair. Steak. He didn't have the worst game, yes, to be fair, but like, that's like saying Dyer didn't have the worst game. Yeah, but it was still shitty, and I didn't like it. And he didn't offer me much. I think that's the best way I can say it. Sup, y'all? Philly in the house.
Isn't that sad, doing? Though? We're that's the way we are now. We're like, so and so didn't have the worst game that they've ever had. Like, they weren't the worst one on the pitch. Like, that's like our game now.
So I did also want to ask you and ask the chat about that. Okay, so the first goal I want to go back to the Marcus Edwards. I've said, if anyone saw Colin's late night chill thing last night that we did, I was like, watch, Marcus Edwards is going to show up and he's going to do something. And he did. Or was it just Hugo Lloris not getting low quick enough? Big up Aaron, big up in the house. New official supporter.
That was from a Dyer mistake. The way I saw it. It was like,
it was a Dyer mistake, and then Hojbjerg failure to like get there.
But Hojbjerg was trying, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't his, it was a Dyer mistake to lose the ball, and it was like a stupid one too. Like, he like fumbled and stuff, and then Hojbjerg came and tried to like win it back and failed, which is, I mean, trying to win it back, okay, but so I don't blame Hojbjerg for that, you know. And then, but I mean,
he's necessary. He does what he's always doing, is fucking cleaning up someone's mistake, and so that's what he was trying to do. And I understand he's not Superman; he's not gonna be able to do it every time. So I'm with you. I don't necessarily blame Hojbjerg. I definitely blame Dyer and a little bit Hugo, because but it was far right bottom corner, so that's hard to get down to. As a goalkeeper union, you know, I'm going to defend my man.
I think he could have done more. Like, I think that Hugo could have done more to get there. But, I mean, you know, I feel kind of like he made a couple of really good saves, actually. So I'm like, you're going to sometimes save them all.
Yeah.
And so I feel like you're not going to be able to save them all every time. And he did make a couple of good saves. I do think that Hugo was kind of, you know, it wasn't like an outstanding game from him, but like he definitely was better than he was the last game. And he kind of redeemed himself in that regard with having like 2 or 3 really good saves. But because Dyer his mistakes have led to a goal for, I think it's like, what is it, like 3 or 4 consecutive games at this point. I'm just like, I have like no tolerance. Like, that goal was your fault. It was your mistake, because it was literally like 3 or like the last like 3 or so games that like have been from dire mistakes that have cost
I
us the
think
game.
it's the past 3 games in a row.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
Because it was Frankfurt. No, not Everton, because we had a clean sheet. So it was Frankfurt, and then I guess he was fine for Everton, whatever, and then United, Newcastle, and today. So it's 3 in a row, but 4 out of the past 5 games.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm like, I'm not going to cut him any slack for that. I'm like, no, that goal was your fault.
Yeah, like I've been talking with Michael a lot lately, and well, I mean, I always talk with Michael a lot, but over time, I mean, I guess specifically this season, like, okay, these players have reached my shit list, and Dyer has reached it. Davies has gotten re-enlisted onto that. They used to be on it. I let them off because of, I was impressed with last season us getting top 4. And now, you know what? I think they're back on my list. Because Romero, but see, Romero, again, was like the 3rd, 4th line. And then there was, I just watched the replay back. I haven't watched the full game back, but in the extended highlights, extendo, I don't know why I just said that. Extendo. That's to quote my man Future. But I don't blame Romero for that, because it was like, oh, he didn't get him. And then Romero had a dude coming on his right. And then, so he had to like stay in a position, I think, to like keep in mind that guy. That's what it looked like to me. There was like 6.
Romero, in particular, in the second half, I feel like Romero kind of
too much space.
Well, no, I actually thought that he was better. Like I felt like glimmers of like the Romero that we know and love. Like he had a couple of good, a few good kind of like tackles, and he won the ball. He had a couple of good ones there. And so I felt a little bit like actually Romero didn't have a bad game. I wouldn't consider Romero to have had a bad game. But
I thought he was all right. He went out there and put some strong on some people. So
bad game. I would actually say, he was one of the better players on the pitch. But at the same time, everybody was not good. Everybody was bad.
Mm-hmm.
So
but see, like, I don't think. I'm just like, where was Harry Kane the whole game? He didn't. Why was Dyer had a hat trick of misses, and fucking Harry Kane's face hadn't smashed into a ball yet? That's what I want to know. Because by the 85th minute, that motherfucker's forehead's supposed to be red and swollen because he's been smacking him. That's my opinion. And he looked fine. He didn't have any redness on his face, and to me, that's what you doing, bruh. That's what I want to know. What you doing?
Yeah.
Because like, where your ass was at when I was shooting in the gym? Where your ass was at? Why is it always fucking Eric Dyer who's the one? And then he has like a Zlatan side bicycle kick. That was another opportunity we had in the second half. And so it's just like, why is it Eric? Why? I don't understand.
I don't know, man, but we're going really hard on Eric Dyer, and I feel like we're gonna make some enemies out of like Kyrian, who's like the biggest ever.
Yeah, Bobby
gonna be like, how dare you slander Dyer? For everybody out there, he really doesn't like Dyer, so I'm just giving him a hard time if he ever watches this back. But he's just pissing me off. Like, I'm just like, why? We don't have another option. We don't have any viable option. That's the problem.
I feel like that's what drags it back into the conversation of like, did we have a successful transfer window? Is Clementine, was he enough? I've been thinking since, like, for the past 2-3 games, I've been thinking, What if we do a back line of Clementine, Romero, and Sanchez? Hear me out. I know people hear the word Sanchez, and it's not a good sound, but I don't think he could do any worse than Dyer. I think he offers you as much athleticism, as much prowess in the box. I think he offers more pace, just as much defensive ability to put his hands behind his back and turn away from a ball. He can do that well. So I think at some point Dyer deep down is like, well, we don't really have another dude like me who can be in the middle and, fucking stand there and do not a damn thing. And when I do something, do a mistake. How many times does he head a ball straight to a defender? How many times? I want to know. I don't have the big cool stats book, but I'm curious. How many times does he get a pass, or it's like, does he go up for a ball and he's trying to header pass to his own player and just goes directly to the defender? Because Eric Dyer does that a lot. And I'm tired of watching it. Ben Davies, I'm tired of watching it. His passing is atrocious.
Oh yeah, Ben Davies did not have a good game.
He wants to get forward, and I didn't like what I seen when he was getting forward. I just don't think he offers us much. I think Clementine does everything at every level better than Eric Dyer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share so we can all look at these, because I haven't actually looked at this Flofa floor. Sofa score. Yeah, they don't sponsor me. So Fluffa floor. Don't look at the URL. Can you see the URL? No, you can't. That's cool. That's cut off. So yeah, Ben Davies and Eric Dyer look to be the most atrocious in the back line and in the team rating overall. I mean, you got to throw Lucas Moura in there because he was kind of poo-poo too. I just thought there was a couple times I was like, okay, yeah, Lucas, that's cool. And then it was like, no, Lucas, no, Lucas. No, Lucas. Someone needs to stop this man. That's how I felt like that.
Yeah, Lucas, no, Lucas. no, Lucas.
No, you see, you did one. I felt like, I don't know what group chat I sent this to, but I said that, oh, sorry, I just got a text. My son he can hear me, so I'm getting too excited. We're talking about Eric Dyer. I was speaking too loudly.
Well,
Lucas Moura, he takes
Dyer.
one step forward and then two steps back. It's like, there's no helping this man. I want to defend him. I try to anyway. I don't know.
Well, the thing about Lucas is that he got past the ball a lot, actually. He was in the game a lot. He was past the ball a lot. He managed to bring the ball down, but then he would just lose it. And he would actually be there were a few times that he would be really high up on the pitch, and there would not be a lot of people players around him, and that was his opportunity, and then he'd just F it up. You're just what's going on? But I was gonna say about Dyer is just okay, Dyer, I mean, he's always he has not been good, but he was doing all right, and then he got in the England squad, and then he's been shite ever since he got in the England squad. And I'm what's going on? I was what is going on? I was is Maguire rubbing off on you? It's he's been a lot worse.
Someone has to carry there's an English curse, and they pass it around to each other every international window. I don't know what it is. I think Harry Winks got it too when he played because he had an appearance with the senior team, and then he never came back again. I wonder when that was. Alexander Hilton says, I go long lay, Romero Tangangang. That's unfortunate. I haven't seen him. I don't know where he at. I think he hurt or something. I don't know what's going on.
Hurt. I don't think he's hurt. Is he? I didn't hear about that.
Well, actually, I got the damn SOFR score. He's not on the missing player for injury on this thing. And there he is. He's on the bench.
Yeah, that's what I was he's not injured.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. He's just not getting a look. Him and Jed Spence fucking playing cards on the bench. Who else he playing cards with? Harvey White, he invited. Papa Matasar's invited. Skip used to be invited. He's no longer invited because he actually can see the field sometimes.
Oh, I'm sorry. All this slander on Dyer, I got to be careful. Like Scott M, you're right. World class starting English center back. I know that Dyer is one of Scott M's favorite players of all time. So I got to be careful about.
Yeah, Scott M and Bobby K. Big, I can't remember. Was it Big K or Little K? That
Big K.
He's a big Dyer fan.
Yeah,
I mean, cool. He scored a goal, whatever. But like, bro, you're a damn defender, and if you get forward, it's a privilege. But you know what? You should like put it, in the net if you're gonna be there. To have a hat trick of misses, it's just like, at what point? And he doesn't defend well, and he doesn't really offer much going forward. His over the top balls were atrocious today. He's literally just fucking sending them, like just boop. See ya. Yeah. Fucking straight to the other keeper. Which I do want to talk about the other keeper for a second. That dude was a bastard on the day. Antonio Adan. This man, the bastard, 5 saves, 1 punch. Come on, he got a punch. Let's compare him to Hugo. 3 saves and 1 punch. Which actually, that 1 punch, bro, he should have caught.
Yeah.
Like, he should have fucking caught that. And he punched it. I don't know what. Hugo is my dog. He's my man. I have a goalkeeper kit just because of Hugo. But the thing is, why are you punching it so much, bro? It's not that fucking hard to catch the ball. It's not. I used to play keeper. That was the best part about it, was that I could use my hands because that's what I was best with, not my feetsies. And I'm like, Hugo, I don't play well out of the back. Never wanted to pass it with the defenders, bro. Don't pass me the fucking ball. That was my rule. Like, bro, we can maybe if you have to, but like if you don't have to, don't include me in this. This is not. I'm the goalie, bro. I'm just gonna save the shots. I'm gonna slide tackle into people and be a monster. So.
Well, the thing about Hugo is like they were dragging him really hard after the last game, right? After Newcastle. And, rightfully so, right? He had a really, really, really poor game. It was really bad. That being said, I still think that he is like top class, like shot stopper. I think he's like really good shot stopper usually. Mm-hmm. I think that he is got some issues with ball at his feet, and he's nervous on the ball, and he's just he's very shaky, and I worry all the time about ball at his feet. That being said, I think that the fan base, it was like they went from like Hugo was like the man of the match, like saved our asses, to not be in a 6-0 battering from Man United, then to Hugo, and he's like the savior, to like Hugo is the shittiest keeper ever. He's horrible and everything because of, two mistakes in the Newcastle game. So I'm just like, you know what? It all, he's not good enough. It's not good enough. The performance is not good enough. But I'm also like, average these performances out. Do you know what I mean? And so I feel like he was really, really amazing against Man United, saved our asses. Then he was really bad in Newcastle. And then today, I actually don't think that he was really bad or really good. I think that he had 2, if I remember, like 2 really, really good saves where I was like, ooh, when he did it, I was like, ooh, good save. And they were like one after each other, like it was like pretty close together. And so, hey, he had 2 really good saves. He had 1 for the goal, like he could have probably done better, but it's one goal. He didn't have a whole lot to do otherwise. And then that's it. He had okay.
They were taking some shots. Like I think there was like 2 that went like this much over the crossbar that he was there for. But you're right, like he didn't have to do anything technically.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, what does it say? He got 3 saves. I mean, so he was still getting some saves. It wasn't like he was unsuccessful.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I remember 2 of them. Like, I was even like messaging out. It was like 2 of them were really good. Like, I was like, oh, that's a really solid save. You know, he did make me really nervous when he came out of goal. Do you remember that he ran out of goal, and I was like, oh shit.
Where's he going?
No. And then because there was like, I forget who it was, but there was like a, sporting player that was like right there, like one, like open goal, like ready right there. And we didn't have like any defenders really there. And he like, and that guy bottled it. But otherwise, if that guy had more quality, if he had been able to get it across, oh, we'd be screwed. But yeah, that was definitely scared the shit out of me.
I think everyone was a little worried when he was running towards the corner flag. Like, get your ass back in goal, man. Come on.
I was like, and it's like when that stuff happens, because sometimes you do need to, whatever, you need to come out of goal, whatever. But like if you're gonna do that, then it's like you gotta have defenders that are going to like, get back there and be in the goal for you. You know what I mean? And we don't have that. So I'm like, don't come out of goal. Don't come out of goal. Because we don't have the defenders to back you up. I was like, we're not Liverpool. Like, where remember Alisson would come out of goal quite a bit. And then they're like the defenders. I mean, they're not good right now. But,
back when they were good.
Yeah. Now they're like, random, you have no idea what you're going to get, what Liverpool team you're going to get. So but usually in the past it would be like, all right, Alisson gets, comes out of goal and it's all right because they got like 3 defenders or 2 defenders like back there, like, still trying to make sure, that they have the goal covered. And so yeah, speaking of which, Liverpool,
well, I'm going to stop sharing this screen for just a moment because there's someone very special that I'm going to welcome on in. Bobby Gay.
Uncle Bobby.
In the robe, looking nice, looking suave. Give me a little,
Mama, how you doing? How you
give me a little, a little something. Yeah, come on, how you doing?
How you doing?
On this the day of my
Mama Kane just came home from work. I just finished making myself a human being again, and I thought, you know what? Let her have a little chill time to herself. And then I was too lazy to be bothered to go get dressed, so I thought, you know what? I just remember this beautiful, nice robe she got me at Christmas. That's fucking warm as hell. I'm putting that shit on.
It's funny that you're wearing a nice, soft-looking robe because...
It's so soft. It's like you, Jacob, big and cuddly and puckered us soft, baby. Hey, QB.
Hi, Uncle Bobby.
How are you, sweetie?
I could be better, but
we all could, darling.
Yeah.
We all could.
But your boy, man, it's what is
not
he
my
thinking?
boy, not my fucking
love.
boy. Hey, my boy long retired. Okay, my boy is known to be a bit of a dick, but he's long retired, so he can't be blaming shit on my guy. My guy's long done. I don't know what the hell he's doing actually, other than pissing people off on sidelines, right? So,
what was that, by the way, with Conte? Like, I was like the ref. Anyways.
Did you see that thing on what is it, Twitter or whatever? That there's a thing out that about what he actually said to the ref.
The parody that I sent in that group. The parody
Did you send
thing.
it?
Yeah, I sent like a parody tweet that was like.
What he'll do to his mother and his grandmother and everybody. Yeah, okay.
Oh, Hotspur Relald. Instead of Hotspur related. Yeah, I love that account.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. Big up everybody in the chat. Good evening to you. I know a lot of our regulars are in house, so
Did
I thought
you
so
happen
many
to
of our friendlies. I thought, you know what, this is more like a hangout than a stream. So let's go hang out with Jacob, baby, because he's popping up.
That's right. Hey.
If I play my cards right, maybe I will too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right.
But did you see this thumbnail? You see this little red Conte got? I'm actually really curious what he got. Like,
I just wonder how it's going to affect the next game.
Yeah, is he going to be banned from the
Marseille game?
Touchline, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Touchline ban, isn't that normally what that is? Which basically means he could sit in the stands and communicate by phone.
Well, Jose Mourinho, he was like on the outside. He was one of the games he got red carded for Roma in the Conference League. He was like he was watching from over a fence and was like yelling at them from like this was some small stadium, and he's like over on the fence like, hey, you know, people are like, Jose, you can't be here. It was pretty hilarious. So if I know Conte, there's a thing that my stepfather always told me growing up. He said, one day it's either going to make you money or it's going to get you in trouble, and it's your creativity. And I think that Jose Mourinho's got that. I think Antonio Conte has definitely got some of that creativity. I think he'll find a way to still communicate his message via whoever. I guess Ryan Mason is going to take the helm.
Yep, he's the number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
Mason's
QB stress.
You need our Lord and Savior. Our Lord and Savior for the next game is going to be what? It's like,
hey, he's batting 500, man.
Manager,
knocking Mason. He won one, lost one, right?
It's gonna be a manager of Ryan Mason, a forward line of like, I don't know, Hill and Lucas, you know, wing backs of Emerson and Doherty. Like, this is what we're dealing with.
He's gonna bring. If Mason's in charge, he's gonna recall Winks. Sorry, I just saw that last message. Was that
from
I don't have my glasses? Was that our Scott M?
Scott M.
The Canadian Scott M.
The one and only. He said, Heung Messi, my favorite by far. His energy levels were off the charts today. He did fuck all, but the vibes were. But he said, but this is what gets me is the last part. The vibes were elite. To me, that sounds like banter.
It is banter. Scott hates.
I know he hates.
I think Scott's shedding love.
No
Scott's
way.
finally seeing the light. Pick up Scotty.
I kind of want to end the poll and ask everyone: is Scott being positive about Heung Messi, or is he being sarcastic?
Now.
I don't know why people think that he's so negative. Scott is super positive. I mean, he loves Disneyland. You can't think that anybody who loves Disneyland as much as Scott does is a negative person.
To be fair, I know how many kids he's got, so he's got to love Disneyland by force. Speaking of Scott M, though, I know he wasn't well last week when we last spoke, so I hope you're well, my mate. Yeah,
he might not be doing too well, because if he's talking about how good Heung Messi is, he might be a little.
He might be on meds.
Might be a little, something.
Yeah. The Canadian cough syrup's got some extra to kick in it there. So, yeah, steak. That's Cube sent that earlier in the group we're in, and that's the thing that.
I wish he said that.
That'd be awesome if you did. Fuck
God, I wish he said that.
Oh, honestly, he said something because that red came out fast and furious. Hey, Catman, what you doing up so late?
Refs, okay, VAR decision aside, like, I'm not going to speak on that right now at this moment, but those refs, I'm not even talking about the VAR decision, were annoying because the on-pitch ref was just like, they're trying to like argue with him or be like, this is the reason why, whatever. And he's smiling and smirking at them. And that's not the first time. There was another time where he was like, and I was like, this guy's sadistic, man. I was like, this fucker is sadistic. Why are you smiling and smirking when people are in like desperation and like, you know, they're having a meltdown? I was like, you're a fucking sadistic fucker.
You reminded me of the guy from Saw.
Yeah, I was
He's
what
all
is
happy
that?
while everybody else is crying and in pain. He's like,
Yeah, I know exactly. I was like,
But I
maybe
mean,
I tell you what happened, maybe I don't, but you
Hey,
keep crying.
but when that first saw dropped, were you surprised it was the dude in the middle of the floor? Spoiler alert.
you're supposed
But
to say spoiler alert
yeah,
before you
spoiler.
see it.
Sorry,
Oh,
yeah, spoiler alert. But
yeah.
was anyone else? I mean, when that and he's like,
I love it, yes.
yeah, I was like, oh,
All ready for
shit.
Halloween, baby. Let's go. Let's do this.
And
Do you have
then and then Conte did not deserve that red. Like that was just straight up bullshit because he wasn't doing. I went and I watched it back because, like they take like video of like what was happening after, after whistle was blown and whatever, right? And I was watching him and he didn't do anything that anybody else like wasn't doing. So I was like, why the hell did they give him the red card? Like it was so. I was like, what's kind of came out of nowhere. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's why I was like, he must.
He
definitely
must have said
must have
something. Oh yeah, yeah. But you know what? To be fair, I would have lost my shit too. Brian Daigle was here watching the game with me. I jumped up when the goal was scored, and then as soon as they showed that replay, because it was so tight, I stopped celebrating. Me, the boys, Brian were watching the game together with my nephew. So all 5 of us are in the room, and it's dead silent. Dead silent for 4.5, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And with Bob Spur and Nick earlier on We Are Tottenham TV, they were doing the post match, and even then, Bob, you guys know Bob Spur, and he made a very good point. I think it should be a minute to 90 seconds max, because if it's not clear in that 90 seconds max, then the call on the field stands, right or wrong. The call on the field should stand because, like they say, VAR is to make decisions clear and concise. So it should be very evident that it's the wrong call. Not to the point where they're spending 5 minutes breaking it down to the fucking millisecond. That shit driving me crazy now. That's absolutely horseshit because the amount of calls that, the amount of goals that, if they went back in history before VAR, the amount of goals that should not exist then, take away 100 of Jimmy Greaves' goals because I'm sure his fucking one nose hair was over or something.
God.
Go take away 100 of Alan Shearer's goals because same thing. His fucking kneecap, I'm sure, was off at one point, or his chin might have been off. It's a joke now.
Here's the thing: when
it's ruining the fucking game.
When it's close enough, I think if you want to find something, you're going to find something. Like you said,
and that's the point, Jacob.
You can
You
take
look
long
long
enough
enough, you will find something.
Especially when it's that tight.
Jacob, we're married men. Give me my wife's phone for 2 minutes. I'm not going to find shit. Give me fucking 5 hours with my wife's phone, and I will find something.
Find something to get upset about. Yeah,
exactly. That I will make myself upset about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
I will find something. I'll find out that
I will find a pocket or something.
She Googled shirtless Bad Bunny. No, I'm gonna get her now.
Why does she have topless pics of me? Disgusting. But
yeah, I agree with you.
I
Bobby.
just saw
I'm
Catman's
with
comment here. I hope you feel better, brother, man.
Feel better.
Good man, Catman.
Yeah, good man.
And yeah, it's when you give, like you said, Jacob, you give people enough time to find something, they're gonna find something. That's the bottom line. You know what I mean? It's there's no arguing that. I don't think there can be an argument for that because again, I don't think there's anybody here that would say if they were going through anything that if you're given enough time, over ample amount of time, that you could find a fault in something. You know, it's bizarre that I remember we were watching a game and it was a 7-minute delay for a VAR decision. I can't remember the game now what it was. But it was seven fucking minutes for you guys to decide if his fingernail was offside on his hand because he was like this.
Bro, 7 minutes is longer than I need to be on the phone with most of my family members.
7 minutes, I can talk to my entire family.
That's what I'm saying,
and be done for the week.
And so he calling up everybody. He's like, tell me what you think. You watching this shit? You see this fucking replay? You think he's offside? Like, come on. At some point, you gotta just be like, whatever the ref said on the field, let's just leave it at that. Because instant replay, VAR, all that's been brought into all sports to just right the wrong call.
But
That's it.
We watch NFL, Jacob. When the hell have you ever seen a referee at that screen for 7 minutes? 30 seconds, 45 seconds. I would say within a minute, the decision is made and they're already back on the field and the game is resumed. And that's a game that's start and stop consistently through. It's a natural form of the game. It's a natural play of the game. To stop that, it's not as
Fun fact though,
as
Bobby,
it
actually didn't. It didn't actually used to stop as much as it stops now.
No, it's commercials.
But yeah, there's now they created a new official in the early 2000s. Thank you, Jerry Jones. They created a new official. He's the red hat, and so he's literally out there.
The red
to be
glove
like,
guy on the side of the field,
and he just runs out there and he's like, "Y'all, just stop it!
Celebrating and having fun.
We're having an AT&T commercial right now. Shut the fuck up! Like, get off the field." And so teams are just, and that's my theory why in that sport specifically, I think players are getting injured more frequently and often because of the start, stop, hot, cold nature, and the commercials.
Pops.
The commercials made that worse, in my theory. But Chelovera says VAR was doing all they can to find the minimum detail to disallow the goal.
Exactly. And given enough time, they will find something every goddamn time.
I mean, it was sadistic the way that played out. Like, I mean, it was scenes. Like, I mean, everybody, the players,
everywhere,
staff were like ecstatic. You know, they were celebrating. They did the whole.
Jed Spence was celebrating like he just got on the pitch.
Yeah, I know. It was like it was scenes, and then they're like, and it's the end of the game, and you're just like, oh my gosh,
You having a good time? That's basically what it was like.
Yeah, it was bad. Like, I can't even, like, there are like shots now of like afterwards, like, you know, like images and whatever, and they're replaying like the celebration, and I was like, oh, it's painful. It's so painful because they were so happy. They were like, yes, and then no.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
And Scott loading up his car, taking all the kids to Disneyland, and getting there and saying, psych, turn.
And it was even
library.
worse because it was
Go to the library.
Like the very, very end. Like, there were no minutes left or anything. It was just like, that was it. It was just like, what the hell is this?
But again,
that is hilarious. You know what? Very good point, James. Very good point.
James says, always funny how VAR can break it down so minuscule, but the camera on an ATM or ring to find a criminal is blurry as hell. Yeah. That's a great point.
That's right. Yeah.
I have a hard time because there's also what I don't think people have thrown. And I don't understand how no one's thought of this, but in every stadium, like, there's not a camera straight down that line. That camera is at an angle, zoomed in, right? So, like, if they draw the line here, it's not necessarily It's not necessarily here. So, like, does this make sense? So, like, it's not straight on. Like, you're not looking at it down the tunnel.
Oh, sorry.
So you got
practicing for later.
On this one?
Okay, do pop up with Jacob part 2. I know that one.
That's a pop up good night.
What is that shirt Jacob you're wearing? Is that a kit?
It's a warm up top from an MLS team, Austin FC.
Love it.
They're actually going to be playing LAFC in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let me see what day that is. I wonder what day that is. But yeah, it was for Pride, like during Pride Month. Yeah, during the Pride Month. They
nice, I like it though. It's a sharp kit.
Oh, thank you. I thought it was very nice. Yeah. Let me see. Go to this MLS website. Let me see when Austin's playing next, because they're playing none other. So they play the day before Halloween. They play. So
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. Maybe Gareth Bale plays. That's another thing to keep an eye on. LAFC, Gareth Bale. He hasn't played in the postseason yet, but that is his team. Big ups, James Joris. Aaron Dub says, I'm still confused why it was disallowed. Only explanation that made sense was Aussie Bryce saying rule change started season ball coming off opponent no longer meant Kane onside. The ball, to my knowledge, looked like Emerson hit it like
back.
And that's what Eric Dyer was screaming about. But I mean, again, it's Eric Dyer, so like, I mean, you gotta look at your sources.
Yeah, but Kane's knee was offside. By
I don't think it was.
I can't get my fingers right there that much.
When I looked at it, I really didn't think it was. I'm gonna see if I can find a tweet about it, and we can look at it together, and we can talk about it. Someone's got to tweet about it, right?
I don't know. I mean, even aside from that disallowed goal, it's just we were bad. It's depressing. I haven't drank in a really, really long time. It's been years and years. It's got to be like maybe like 6 years since I've had a drink of alcohol. Not because I have any issues with it. It's just I just don't like alcohol very much.
You called me when you were drunk on Saturday night. Uncle Bobby, Uncle Bobby. We should have fucking sold son.
Uncle Bobby, sell son. Sell son, Uncle Bobby.
Big up, Lisa. She tuned in at the right moment.
Lisa, my God.
Hey, Lisa.
I am going to switch
Lisa.
Bobby K
Love
and
Lisa.
Cube's position so we can pull comments up and not cover that beautiful smile that Bobby K presents.
Baby.
But you're covering my beautiful smile.
But it's not
That's
the
a
animated
good
Batman, so I don't feel as bad. Because your
Yeah,
other
what happened to that dancing Batman thing you have, man? That thing was awesome.
I
spotlight.
put it on sometimes. It depends on like how I'm sitting because it's like a filter. So I kind of
yes, I remember
be
you
in, like,
saying you do have.
yeah,
Yeah, right. It
so
has to
kind of-
move or something. Okay.
yeah, and I have to be in certain lighting and stuff for it to like work and
Right.
everything. Yeah, but I was saying that I haven't drank alcohol in like 6 years, 5 years. But I went to the pub, the local like pub here that that their supporters club, like our local supporters clubs always goes to, right? And then I was like, all right, I'm drinking. I was like, you got a cider, you got a beer, you got something.
Yeah.
Anything.
And I was like, Spurs has actually got me to drink. Like I haven't done anything in like 6 years, and Spurs has got me drinking.
Oh, this is just the tip of the iceberg, sweetheart. It's all downhill from here.
So I'm looking at this, and when I was growing up playing the sport, now forgive me, I'm just a dumb old American who's been, calling it soccer damn life, but the rule was you're not supposed to be further than the furthest man, like their last man, right? Like you can't be further than the ball or their last man or whatever. And like, so I'm looking. Hang on, let me put my cursor on this screen. So this guy up here, he's like on him. So they're like even. And I hate that it's like, oh, his shoulder blade was over it. So like,
Oh, it's his pinky finger.
that's bullcrap. But then also like, I understand it's not Emerson's body, like has nothing. It's the ball's position. But like,
His balls are offside. What did you say?
they put this blue
Come on,
line.
Hugester.
They put this blue line on the back of his head. That's not even where the ball is. That's the back of Emerson's head.
Well, it was hard for them to figure out that, because Emerson's got dark black hair and the ball is white, so it's obviously hard to differentiate what's what.
So they put the blue line on fucking the back of Emerson's head. I can't even zoom in anymore. I'm too zoomed in.
You know what, Jacob? At the end of the day, this doesn't mean shit. As far as I'm concerned. We should have been done a long fucking time before this game. This should have been put away. The fact that we waited, we only played for 40 minutes. And that's only because there was 5 minutes of extra time.
Yep.
We started playing in the 55th minute.
Yeah.
So we only played 40 minutes of football. Had we showed up for 90 fucking minutes, this wouldn't be this would be a complete non-issue right now. There would be nothing for any of us to discuss.
And see, that was my initial that was my initial feelings like after the game, Bobby, was that like no game comes down to just one call, right? Because if you create 5 chances before that one call and you hit 2-3 of those 5 chances you created, the no call means shit. It means jack all. So like my thought is if you execute from the first minute to the last minute, If there's 1 minute in there where the ref gets it wrong, it shouldn't be the end of the day for us. So it's just disappointing, I think, because
It's disappointing because we got it taken away from us, right? Sorry, Q, but
oh no, I was gonna say, like, I feel like, so we were knocking on the door, like, for sure, like the last like 15,
20 minutes
right?
easy,
15,
yeah.
20 minutes. So if we had just maybe like 5 to 10 more minutes, I would be like, yes, we're definitely scoring. That's why that was like this last minute goal that was disallowed. Like, if we had 5 to 10 more minutes at the back end of that, we would have scored. I feel very confident about that. But that's 5 to 10 minutes that we had at the beginning of the second half. So I'm like, why did you wait until like the 55th or 60th minute to show up? Because even though we were completely shy in the first half, which we often are, at the very least, if you had come back from halftime and been like firing, with that hunger in the belly from the very beginning of the second half, then the game might have been won before we even got there. So I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah, if we also didn't give Marcus Edwards the space of a free-range chicken, just a whole yard to gander. There's a lot of different moments in that game you could point to. If we did this, if we did that. Big up Leo COYS in the house.
Big up Leo.
Seems the consensus around here with us Spurs bias is it was not offside. I've seen some people on Twitter like, it was offside, get over it. Like, it's tough.
Well, the thing with it is like, yeah, I know, shoulda, coulda, woulda, all that stuff. But last season, we'd be ass in the first like half, right? But at least when we came back on in the second half, we were firing like pretty quickly. Like, it wouldn't be like the 60th minute or the 70th minute. It'd be like, okay, start strong in the second half. But so that's my thing, is like, I feel like it's getting worse because I'm not even expecting them to be like amazing in the first half, because we know that Spurs can't, at least this team cannot string 2 good halves together. But like, if we can't string two good halves together, at very least play that full half. Show up for that full half at least.
Yeah, not 15 minutes in.
Yeah, I know.
Big up Lisa. Lisa says, I saw a tweet that said the new rule is that even though the ball hit a defender before Kane touched it, which would make Kane onside, the defender's touch is unintentional, making Kane offside. That seems like they literally were looking through the rule book on a PDF, typed in keywords, how to fuck Kane, and they found it. So big ups to the referee manual, the VAR manual. It's got some good hotkey that they have.
You saw that thing that the VAR referee is the same one from the CL final, right?
Mm-hmm.
That gave the Sissoko handball. Yeah. The exact same referee. Like, what are the chances of that shit?
So it's tough for me because I'm like, I don't want to believe in the conspiracy that like they're working against us, but like it's so easy to see that something's working against us. Something
is.
Jacob, we're working against us right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we came out, our first sub was until like the 70th minute.
Oh, it's always that way though.
Right?
That's
But I'm saying so we're all in agreement, all three of us, and I would say pretty much most of the chat, unless somebody else has a different opinion. It was the 55th minute we kicked off, right?
Yeah.
Where we all agree on that.
Yeah.
So that means from the start of the second half until the 70th minute, which is what's that give us? 25 minutes there. But 25 minutes, it was the exact same team that played the first half. Nothing changed. The tactics didn't change. The team didn't change. So you're telling me it took a halftime talk to get these guys inspired to come out and start playing football for 25 minutes? You are not professionals.
You should
not
go home, sir. You need to take the bus home.
Fuck that. Don't get on my bus. Walk your ass home if that's the kind of effort you're going to put in. Your ass needs to go walk it off and think about what you did.
But that's more effort than they're willing to put on the pitch. So it makes sense that they just want to sit on something and get leisurely carried.
Where is it though, Jacob? Where is it and why is it? You know what I mean? Like, Our fan base is so torn apart right now because this simple question of what's wrong cannot be answered. We've got people blaming the top of the food chain. We've got people blaming Conte. We've got people blaming the players.
That's the whole trickle-down theory, Bobby K. It's the whole trickle-down. When you're taking a shower, all the little mice at the bottom of the shower get a little bath too. So it's like when the rain falls, there's not an umbrella for anyone. And to me, fuck it, bro. I'm an anarchist. Burn the damn thing to the ground and build it back up anew. Who cares? Or don't.
But then that means going right to the foundation. That means out scouting department, out everything.
The academy, there's a problem at the academy and the physio. That's where I would start.
Well, that's the thing, though, Jacob. There's absolutely no point in having an academy that has a different foundation than what the first team does. Because when you come out of the academy, then you're truly not... you might be good enough at that level now just to be considered to move up a level. But when you're going up to the next level, then within our own club, you're going into a different system. How the fuck does that make sense? That's like saying you're going to go do kindergarten all the way to grade 5, but when you hit grade 6, you're going to start learning in German. The fuck? What? You're ready for the next level. You're going up to the next level, but we're going to change it completely on you now.
So there's a few players...
Now figure it out, and they wonder why our players are not succeeding. Why the fuck did Marcus Edward leave? Why did he have a bad attitude?
Why did Marcus Edward leave? Why did Dylan Markandé leave?
We didn't really
why did Madueke leave? Like, why did... he's another quality player I would like on the right.
Dylan Markandé, man. Oh my god, that kid.
Markandé?
Oh my god, he's so good. He's got a great attitude. And again, because when we transition these guys from that level and we go up a level, there's a difference in systems. Why? What company operates in that mode? No company. You cannot go to any top 10 companies in the world and say that what happens at the bottom of the food chain is completely different from what happens at the top of the food chain. Everybody knows their job and their role, and it all points to one focus, one achievement, basically, or one goal at least. And it's just the more I see,
top 4. That's the goal. That's our top 4 trophy.
That's what our fan base is happy with, though. Right now, it seems a majority of our fan base is more than happy to say, "Well, we're not an elite club. We shouldn't think we are Man City. We shouldn't think we are Liverpool. We shouldn't think we have the ability and the desires. We shouldn't have these things to want to achieve more than what our club should achieve. We should achieve what we are achieving. Top 4 to us is a trophy." That's what a majority of our fan base has been conned into thinking. That's why when you have guys like Scott, for example, that call out bullshit and say that, no, that you might give this guy an 8 today, but he's only an 8 because everybody else was a 6. Like the whole thing about Brian Hill. Everybody's raving about him. Why is Brian raving about him? Because everybody else was so shit. That's why he looked so good.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? If he's going to be the only one who looks halfway decent, give him a fucking run.
Well,
give him a run.
Jacob, now you're going to get me going, buddy. You're going to get me going now, buddy. You're going to get me going. Fuck you know, man. I was ready for bed, damn it. I'm in my robe and shit here. Listen.
Did you even see... Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. Ladies first.
No. I was going to say that, like, it wasn't even like he was that big of a difference from everybody else either, though. Like, you're saying, like, everybody was shit, so he looks so great, and I'm like, yeah, but he wasn't even the gap wasn't it wasn't that big of a gap. I saw people saying, like, they're like, oh, I told you he was good. I'm like, what? When did he show that he was good? Like, I was like, I have no idea. They're like, he's always deserved a run. I was like, when did he deserve it? When has he done something to show that he deserves to start, or he deserves
today?
Who deserves?
He showed today that he deserves a run.
No, they're talking about like he deserved to start today because he's.
Oh no! That's what I'm saying.
No. My thing
Against
of like
Bournemouth,
deserving.
he might have earned a start now, but now, no, not today.
People have a whole weird kind of idea of like deserving things. I'm like, what have you done? Like our fan base is so like there.
Everybody gets a trophy kind of fan base.
You do so little, and suddenly you're like amazing, the second coming of God, and then you do so little of like a mistake and mess up, and then you're just like the shittiest player ever. Like I don't understand it. Like,
but we've done that with every single player on our team this year, Cube. We've done it with
I'm
Lloris. We've
saying,
been on
like,
Sonny. Sonny scores against Leicester. He's a god again. He doesn't show up in the next 2 games. He's shit again. Kane. People are on Kane and everything. Yet he's got, what has he got, 9 or 10 goals now?
9.
He's still.
What was it 10? I thought it was 10.
Well, I think this one might have made it 10. Who knows? But regardless,
I thought it was 10 in the Prem, but I might be wrong.
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. But the whole thing I wanted to get to with the Brian Hill thing now. Now, I want to bring up one thing here. And we know that Brian Hill was on the loan list. We tried to get rid of this man in the summer, right? Mm-hmm. We didn't. We kept him. Mm-hmm. He turned up today because he was given a chance. He took it. Good for him. Good for him. Good for you, young man, that you stepped up and took your opportunity and actually tried to make something of it. You gave Conte something to consider, which is what every player should do every time they're given an opportunity, regardless of the minutes. What drives me absolutely fucking bonkers about this, and I mean really actually pisses me off, and you know how little I get pissed off about this stuff, is that why the fuck is Spence not given an opportunity then? Because here's a guy that you brought in that is actually rated, has a little bit of experience against Premier League teams, did well in the championship, but you saw what Hill could do when given the opportunity, yet we won't give Spence the opportunity. And I just don't understand why. Like, what has that kid, like, because you say whatever the fuck you want, but Doherty and Emerson, nobody here would say that they would start as right wing back on any other team that's in the top 6.
I think when it comes to Spence, there's a few layers on that. I think when he was originally brought in, it was obviously, Conte immediately distanced himself from the guy, so it makes sense.
But then if he's distancing himself from a guy that the club bought that he didn't want, how is he not distancing himself from a player he wanted to get rid of?
I think that is more because Richarlison and if Kulusevski and Richarlison are healthy, both of them see the field before Mora, and Mora sees the field before Hill. So I think it's more of a he has to, more than he wants to. And I think at this point he doesn't have to with Jed Spence, so he's not going to. I think during the Nottingham Forest game, when we did see Spence, I think he got that run just because Conte was like, "Fuck it, we won this game. This is your old club."
We had Basuma still sitting there.
Yeah, we only made three subs today.
Yeah, 2 defensive. I'm surprised we didn't see fucking Sanchez come on as well. My God.
Hey, did you hear me? What my preferred back 3 is right now?
Right now I'll put 3 pylons back there, and I think we could do a better job. I'll take the fucking 3 kids off my under 11s team. Actually, I got 3 beasts back there.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, week in, week out, people. Which, by the way, we're well over an hour now, so I want to say hit that like if you haven't. We had like 20 people watching at one point, 13 likes. So we got some unlikable likers out there. So make sure you hit that like. Got 22 votes in the chat, so we're definitely participating there. Let's just smash that like. Don't forget to do that. But yeah, Bobby, I don't want to talk about the transfer window, but I can't help but think about, like, do we write letters to Daniel? What do we do to get a fucking center back in January?
Postcard from Texas.
Hey,
dearest Daniel,
dearest Daniel,
fuck
Mr.
off,
Levy.
please fuck off and resign already.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. He's got zero reason to go anywhere. I don't know why people think he would give up the power he has.
Boom, 21 people watching. Let's get them likes up to 20. We're at 15. Let's go.
I don't see him giving up any control. I don't see him giving up anything in the club in the near future. I really just don't. Everything's going his way as in terms of the business side of things, which is his priority clearly. Now, I'm not going to berate the guy completely because when I started watching this team, they were 14th in 92 at the time. And the 90s were fucking painful and made me question why I chose this team several times. And, where we are now is in a better position. And I think that's why we as fans are pissed off, because we've seen us do that and then just flatline. We just, for some reason, we went all the way from level 5 to level 2, but we don't want to go to level 1. You get what I'm trying to say, kind of thing, or reverse that? We went from level 1 all the way to level 4, but we don't want to go to 5. I think that's why we as fans are frustrated, because a lot of us are happy with what we're achieving, or consider this an achievement. Just qualifying for Champions League. Why? Because it brings us money. And
yeah.
And what's the point of it bringing us money if we can't do
I see any of that money? Who's seeing money?
Yeah. Well, to your
Champions League, I don't get no fucking money.
The problem is that some of the pieces are there. That's what's frustrating. It's like you feel like you got the pieces there. We have this amazingly, state-of-the-art, beautiful stadium, right? We have a prime location of being in London, and we have now a elite manager. We have a couple of world-class players. I mean, the pieces, some of the pieces are there, and that's what's frustrating. Yep. Is that you have some very just some things that other clubs and other teams would just kill for. They would kill for the pieces that we have, and it's frustrating because we're it feels like a waste. It feels like we're wasting money, we're wasting location, we're wasting talent, we're wasting Kane and Son's best years. We're wasting, it feels like such a waste. It's wasting the opportunity that we have with some managers, like Conte. That's what's so frustrating about it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's very frustrating because what we've been able to do with the little bit that we've had, it's like, okay, let's get a little more, and then what else can we do? And then it's like, kind of like Lucas Moura. Take a step forward, a couple steps back, take a step forward, a couple steps back. Before you know it, we're either in a worse position than we were the season before. But this is where I come back to, the sky is not falling by any stretch of the imagination. That World Cup, until that thing is over and we've played some games after that, then I'm going to start thinking, okay, this is what we are. But right now, before that World Cup, it's hard for me to put any real salt, because we've seen it. I love the man. Everyone knows on this channel how much I love him. But there was one of the goals versus, I think, United or Newcastle, where Sonny pulled out of a 50-50. I mean, he doesn't normally. So what would cause him to do that? Why would Romero be, 50-50 on a 50-50? You know what I'm saying? So, to me, these players that are such crucial pillars to their national team are taking it a little easy. I'm not going to speculate about Kane, but you got to know it's somewhere in the back of his head too. He's like, I want to win this World Cup, because if I win a World Cup, everyone will get off my fucking back about my club and about I haven't won trophies, etc. Because I think he would then win the hearts of a lot of English folk, and they might be a little bit less hard on the guy. That's my thought, anyway.
I'm going to go the opposite on that one, Jacob, with you, unfortunately. I think if he gets his hands on a trophy, it's going to make him want to crave more. And in reality, if he sees the writing on the wall, he's jumping ship.
Can we blame him? I mean, when he wanted to leave, when we didn't have a manager for 70 some odd days, Like, can we blame him?
The guy is being paid at least a third of what he should be getting paid.
Agree.
And
Agree with that.
he's humbly, quietly done his job. What really frustrates me and irritates me about Harry Kane is the fact that he gets chastised. You know, that whole reading campaign thing he did, the slander that poor boy got, the fact that he was made fun of for a speech impediment and everything was absolutely vile and disgusting. He is trying to encourage children and promote the fact that our differences are not so different. And secondly, it's okay to have a difference.
It's okay.
And you know, he's doing this for children. And you dirty fucking pricks out there decide to start making fun of a guy with a speech impediment. You jealous motherfuckers. That guy's got more talent in his left fucking pinky toe on his foot in the toenail than you'll ever have in your existence and the next 10 lifetimes you have. Other than that, keep up the good work, Harry.
wait,
I
hold
want
on.
to chime in on the back of that. Okay, sorry, go ahead, Q.
Sorry?
Where was that? Sorry,
It happened a few weeks ago. He
did that book reading thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
And everyone was like, "Is there going to be subtitles?"
Oh, the things that you saw were so vile. I you know how I am on Twitter. I still don't know how to use the damn thing.
But it's like rival fans and stuff. That was
I don't
Spurs fans. I don't know.
Spurs fans, rival fans. I'm gonna say more rival fans than anything, and people
also
that are jealous
something
that
that's very disgusting. Like a year ago, maybe 2 years now. I'm losing track of time. Over here in the States, it was like right around when COVID was happening. ESPN didn't know they were live, and two of the analysts, they were about to talk about Kane, and I guess they thought they weren't live. So then they both were like, "Oh God, I hate listening to this fucking guy.
Yeah.
You guys, the way he talks
Radio.
is so boring, and I just can't stand the way he's just such a boring person, and like
can't understand what he's saying.
Can't understand him half the time because of the way he fucking talks, and like
their mic was on,
and they still have a job, both of them.
Yeah,
and the bitch is now in FIFA. She's in FIFA now.
So some of them, it's because he's a Spurs player. Like, I'll be honest, like, I don't want to be that person that's always like, oh, it's agenda about Spurs, because I don't think it is an agenda about Spurs all the time. But for some media and some people, it is. Like, I think that, like, for example, was like yesterday or something, like, or maybe it was earlier today, I saw that tweet come out from Barstool Sports or whatever. Well, I sent it.
What was it?
That was funny.
I was so annoyed. I was like, they just straight up sent like a dedicated tweet that just had Kane's picture and was like, "Has Kane had any iconic moments? Has Kane ever had any iconic moments?" And I was like, "What is this shit?" Like, just a dedicated. There's so many other things to talk about. You have a dedicated tweet out of nowhere. Like, it's literally, it's not like we hadn't even played the game yet or anything, and just out of nowhere and just being like, has he ever had any iconic moments? I was like, F you. I was like,
well, he's had at least 3 iconic moments because he's the father of 3. So fuck you, Barstool.
But I was just like, seriously, what the hell? Like, I was like, what is that bullshit? I mean, nobody's ever gonna forget his North London Derby goal. All of them, but especially the what was it? The one with where he had the face mask.
Yeah, I think he went on and lost
the Arsenal goal where he came out of the corner.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
His mask off. Yeah.
Or his Man City, at the Etihad performance.
That was amazing. Yeah.
That was scenes. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I would even argue the Chelsea equalizer this year was pretty.
Do you remember, Alec? Aaron's. Do you remember? Was it Fox or was it? Oh,
is it ESPN?
Oh yeah, never mind.
The woman's name is Alexa Scott.
I suppose if I just make my
if you want to look it up,
I can see the comments.
If anyone wants to look it up, it's Alexa Scott. So you could look up ESPN Alexa Scott Harry Kane, and I'm sure that'd be the first video you find. It's pretty embarrassing, honestly, and pretty disgusting.
They're shitting on both, so they shit on both Son and Kane all the time, despite like that they're world-class, amazing players, because they're Spurs. Like, all the time, they'll be like, you just put out any tweet, any post, anything about Kane or Son, and like there'll be constant comments just like, yeah, but like they didn't win a trophy.
War
Like,
a trophy.
or where's the trophy? So they can't be that great. Like, like there's Ballon d'Or. It was like, which is an individual award. They were like, why are they there? They're like, because he's like, they're Spurs. They haven't won a trophy. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I mean, if you just know, if Kane was if he had been at Man City, or if Sonny was at Liverpool or Real Madrid or whatever, that'd be a totally different story. But it's not like their contribution is any less. Like, I mean, they're 2 Golden Boot winners. Like, what the F?
I firmly believe, and I wholeheartedly stand behind this. If Sonny was from South America or Europe, he would be in a different class.
Oh, okay. Philly, Alexis Nunez, not Scott. Sorry, Alexis Scott. If you're listening.
And by the way, so people that say that about Sonny, he has won the Asian Games. Okay, 2018 Asian Games. He won with South Korea.
That's how he got out of doing his.
How he got out of military service. Well, he still did military service, but like a lot shorter.
Gold medal or something, right?
Yeah, gold medal for that. So he did win. Yeah. A trophy.
Yeah, so suck it, bitches.
So then they still say, and then when you remind them of that, they're like, oh, well, it's just Asia, and I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, oh, that's farmers leagues, and I was like, so when Mane wins the AFCON for, Senegal, then it's like, woo, a big deal. But then when Sonny wins Asian Games, it's like, oh, well, it's just like Asia. Like, it's not like they're the Prem, or it's not like they're, it's not like in Europe. It's not like in South America. So I was like, what the hell? I mean, Japan's in the World Cup, isn't it? Iran's in the World Cup. They're all.
I'll forever respect Japanese football. What a class bunch. Did you see how they acted in Russia? So they had that absolutely heartbreaking defeat to Belgium, which knocked them out, right?
Yeah.
Does you remember that?
Yeah.
Last minute, devastated, heartbroken, left on the field in tears. They showed a video of the dressing room afterwards. You could have ate off the fucking floor.
Oh yeah, they cleaned.
They cleaned this so pristine. I think the cleaners probably contacted the team and asked them how they did it. And then they left a letter signed by every member of the team, thanking all the officials, all the staff, all the cleaning staff, all the people that had waited on them, any support services that they had been offered. They left notes for everybody to say thank you and thank you for the experience. And this is a team that just had their hearts ripped the fuck right out of their chests in front of the world. And they still had the class to do that. So I will always, always respect Japanese football, and big up to Japan Football Association for having your team represented properly, and your fans. I remember watching a video that they showed fans would stay anytime Japan played, whatever stadium they were in, you would always see the Japanese fans well after the 90th minute, when everybody else is cleared out, they're cleaning up their stands. They cleaned their own fucking stands up.
Respect.
Respect for the game, respect for the hosts that they were being hosted in a different country. What a culture. Well, brilliant. Very. That I was so impressed with that. So impressed. We got assholes here that couldn't even pick up their fucking fireworks from Diwali, the pricks.
But
after a Stanley Cup, y'all flip cars and shit. So
some of these national teams, they're in the World Cup too, and they're strong sides. I mean, they're not Brazil and Argentina, but how many are, right? So you're like, okay, if you're winning like in Asian games, right? If you're winning an AFCON, if you're winning a CONCACAF, like why do you like shit on that? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, hey, we won CONCACAF, USA, we won CONCACAF, USA.
Yes, the levels are different.
Like we did.
CONCACAF is fucking tough. People
the
flag it.
Are different. I'll be right. We know European football is, Euros. Winning the Euros is like, maybe a more challenging, achievement in regards to the quality of the teams and stuff. But I don't understand how you can be like, well, that's just like that, like, oh, they won this, Asian Games, with their national team, and it's not a trophy. So it's like what? A trophy is a trophy. So
Cubed, what I honestly firmly believe a little bit has to do with that is people not knowing what the competition is, understanding who's in the competition, what quality of players is on those teams. Look, I don't doubt a lot of so-called fans out there couldn't tell you who their starting 11, what their starting 11's nationalities are. There's lots of plastic fans out there, or just part-time fans, or just the ones that just kind of tune in on game day and for 2 hours a week, and that's it. They're done with it, and see you next week kind of thing. So I think it's just a lack of knowledge, to be honest with you. And I'm you're talking to a guy right now that will say he's got very limited knowledge when it comes to football. So that's why I truly believe it comes down to when you won't rate a team or respect a league that you don't know anything about. It's like the way MLS gets slandered big time. It's shit. It's crap. You look at the players that have come into the MLS and some of the quality players that have come out of the MLS to go.
MLS alumni scored the game winner against us versus Newcastle.
There you go.
Miguel
Almiron. Yep. So
you're Canadian, the best Canadian I've ever seen play the sport. Alphonso Davies came from MLS.
So
Brendan Erickson, who's now starring for Leeds. The number 7.
He's good.
I think he played for New York Red Bulls. I know his brother plays for the Philadelphia Union, but
we're trying to go in for what?
McKinney. He played for FC Dallas.
For how many transfer windows in a row now?
Well, that's gonna go on till 2026.
We'll
get him on a 1-year loan.
Yeah.
James George has thoughts on the Dortmund game yesterday where they had a banner saying boycott. I didn't watch the Dortmund game. I do like Jude Bellingham. I think he'd be fucking great on our team. But outside of that, I mean, I love the message because I'm all for human rights and the shining a light on that, etc. I just don't see it happening. No matter how much anyone says boycott it. People are going to show up. They're going to play. People are going to pay for those tickets, and it's going to be what it's going to be. It's almost, in my opinion, just like the machine is too big. But I like the subtle forms of protest, like Hummel. They do the Denmark jerseys. They said they're going to make their logo invisible, so you wouldn't even know that because we don't want our logo associated with this, so we're taking our logo out of it, and stuff like that is kind of where I
don't understand why people don't believe that Qatar naturally earned a berth to host the World Cup. It's just a phenomenal footballing nation. Yeah, you can laugh now.
I was gonna say, excuse me, Qatar.
Yeah.
They have one player that when I watched them play, there's one dude that I was like, he seems okay. But the rest, I was like, they're kind of just fumbling and bumbling. But I don't claim to watch Qatar very much.
They're not even prepared, infrastructure-wise.
Actually, the stadiums cubed are fucking amazing. Amazing. I'll send you... I'll message you a link. This video that I was sent from over there, and
didn't they just build them too? And a bunch of people died building them.
Some of them are just absolutely phenomenal. They brought in all these super architects from all around the world. They got money, man. They got crazy money over there. They bought the World Cup. I mean, they got the World Cup, right? So,
you're careful with the B and the G pronunciation.
Allegedly. Well, my English is not so good. So,
I watched this video on Tifo, what is it, in real life or IRL or whatever, that's owned by the Athletic. But they were talking about how there's not enough places to sleep for people in hotel rooms in Qatar for the World Cup. And now they're frantically trying to build hotels. And I was like, what? I was like, is that gonna enough hotel rooms in time? How can you build hotels?
50 degrees, sleep outside in the desert, bring a fucking tent with you, you'll be fine.
They're apparently the government is trying to encourage residents, like citizens, to like take people into their homes. I was like, what?
That's crazy. I
Dude,
can't wait till the World Cup's here in America, honestly, and Canada and Mexico.
I wouldn't mind addressing this if it's okay with you, Jacob. But Dan Bra asked us all.
Oh yeah, no, that's a great question. I was coming up to it next.
Yeah, I saw it earlier and I liked it.
Dan Bra says if Spurs, Dan Bra, good question. If Spurs were to have a 500 million injection, oh yeah, talk to me. Would you like to have Conte spend that money or wait for Poch to rebuild the squad with that money? Bobby K, I'll let you answer that first.
Oh, you know me, Jacob. Ladies first, of course.
Oh, excuse me. Cubes, you can go ahead.
No, I'd have Conte build, or I'd have Conte spend that money. I mean, Poch's stands for the past, right? So P for the past. So I don't want to look backward anymore. I want to look forward. I think that one of our issues as a club is we look backward way too much. We're just constantly haunted by the ghosts of our past. Whether it's like we need to bring Gareth Bale back for a stint.
Okay, I like that.
We're so in love with
when he came back. I was so happy. I know he does this. He does this, and it's like,
or we need to re-sign Ericsson, or
no, he can fuck off. But Gareth Bale,
but you know what I mean. Like in general, like we're just constantly looking at, we're trying to get rid of
Kyle Walker. Yeah, I've seen people like we need to buy Cirque. We need to buy Cirque and Kyle Walker Peters, and it's like,
yeah. I mean, it's just we're just constantly looking backward, and I'm just like, I don't understand why. Like Poch had his day in the sun, which ultimately didn't get us a trophy, but still, day in the sun, and now that time is over. Move forward. And so Conte is an elite manager. I say back him. He is who we have now. He is the moment now, and that we need to put all of our eggs into that basket.
Okay, that's fair. Bobby, I'm trying to not say too much because I'm going to differentiate myself just a little bit, but I'm pretty much agree with you.
I honestly believe, I think this is a absolutely fantastic question and a great talking point. My kind of stance to be honest with you here is I'm a 30-year fan. You guys aren't even 30 yet, either of you, and
what
I want success, but I want continued success. I want success like United had. I want success like even Arsenal had. Consistent. One manager, long time, belief, project, right ideas, right initiative. The reality is, I would prefer Poch be that guy because he would work with our youth and build it up. Sorry, that's what I'd like. But the reality is Conte would get the respect to have that money spent where he would want it spent. I don't think Poch would actually be able to utilize that properly. I don't think he'd know what to do with that kind of money if it was given to him. I don't think he'd even know where to start. So for as much as I love Poch, and I would love to have seen him be our 20-year manager and us build everything around him and statues be erected for him, I agree with QB here that I think if you said right now you gave us 500 million and do you want Conte or Poch to spend it, I would go Conte because I think he would get us that success we have now, and I'm done gambling and waiting for tomorrow. So Conte, 500 million.
Okay, I'm right there with you both. I choose Conte for the 500 million injection as well. Kind of like what you were saying, Bobby, that even if I take away the whole Poch used to be our manager, kind of what you were saying, Cubes, like we need to move on past that. Let's say, like, if even just remove that from the hypothetical question, I would still choose this money to go to Conte because, like you said, Bobby, this is a guy who I think would know what to do. He wouldn't see that open checkbook like that and be like, oh shit, like, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to buy Messi? Like, like some of us would do, like if we had that much money, like you can
did get Messi.
Yeah, he did. And
He got him at PSG. He got. That's what I'm saying. He had.
He got everybody.
He had everything,
Yeah,
and he still couldn't
Mbappe,
do it. So that's what I'm
Neymar.
saying. Do I want to gamble and hope that he can succeed, or do I go with a proven winner and a guy that just says, I don't need, specifically young players, this, that, the other. Get me some. He knows how to mix his team up to get the right amount of experience, right amount of youth, right amount of quality. So you got to trust the man with that. But I just hope that we in January trust him to do that with whatever we give him.
I'm just going to say, like, I would first off just get Adama real quick for the 10 mil. Then you have 490 million to play with. I would go get Hakimi to shore up that right side. I would then also pay out Udinese to get Udogie, 100% mine. Get him in January. And then, I would just start getting like Skriniar and De Vrij. You probably spend 70 million for both. I mean, you could really, or go get two players from a club that's vying for him in Vardiol and in Nkunku from Leipzig. And Nkunku is amazing. He's amazing. He's going to be well worth over 100 mil.
Doesn't he have an agreement with
Chelsea
Chelsea already?
Apparently.
I mean, that's just like a hey. That's just one of those,
Hey, Reggie.
Hey, I'll see you at the club. Like,
Hey,
but like, come on, man.
If next summer Chelsea gets Nkunku and Vardiol, I'm gonna be pissed.
And they just got Fofana and they got Koulibaly. Like,
I'm gonna be pissed if they get Nkunku and Vardiol. I'm gonna be pissed.
You mean you're going to be pissed off that a football club goes out and buys players that they actually need and want and can improve their team?
And a rival at that?
Why would you be upset about that?
Me too, tricky
How
one.
dare
Looking
you
forward to the
expect us
World
to
Cup.
do that?
Yeah, you're right, Bobby. You're right. I shouldn't be upset about that because it's not like I've seen that happen.
Exactly.
Definitely not as a Spurs fan.
No. Just chill, bro.
I was really hoping they wouldn't be spending a bunch of money. James George said there's a story of a guy who's walking to Qatar in the spirit of the game and he got stopped in Iran. Interesting. I like this from James George. Get over Poch. He's gone. We got to move forward. That's what Cubes was saying. I agree with that as well. Poch
James,
failed
I
with
just
the
gotta
wages.
say, he's magic, Mauricio Pochettino.
Mauricio Pochettino. He's magic, I mean, great fucking song. Great fucking song.
That's wonderful.
But I'll tell you, when we sing in Antonio, I'm just like, I get chills every time. I love Antonio Conte so much, so I would give him that 500. That's a great question. Tricky One says, love your top. What shirt is that? MLS. It was the pre-match Pride warm-up top. MLS Pride warm-up top. If you go to the MLS store, I'm sure you can find one. Here we go. He's magic, Mauricio Pochettino.
I've had that in my phone for like 5 years, man. I ain't never deleting that shit. He's the past, but I honestly, I still have emotional attachments.
Of course, you're Ahmad Goguma.
Goguma's in the house. Hello,
She
darling.
said, yeah, of course you're Ahmad Goguma.
Oh, you made her mod?
I think this was a long time ago when I was making mods. I was like, you're a mod, and you're a mod. You're a mod.
You're a mod, and you get a mod, and you get a mod.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, my heart, I was absolutely devastated when Poch was fired because you got to remember, my children fell in love with Tottenham under Poch.
Michael was the same way. Michael actually met Poch.
Oh no!
He has a picture with him and everything.
And I heard he's just class.
He said he was touring a stadium in Denver, and Tottenham was there to play a preseason friendly, and him and the coaches happened to be touring the stadium at the same time, and that they bumped into each other, and he just so happened to be wearing his Tottenham shirt, and he was like, at first I wasn't gonna say anything, but my mom made me go take a picture with him,
Big up
and
Michael's mom.
he's like, since then I was like, I'm so glad that she did, because if I didn't, I would have regret that.
Regretted it. Yep. Oh,
But that was like, that's a really cool story. So he's forever like, he's got the softest yet hardest spot for Pochettino. I can't say that I've met him, but I would imagine it'd be a similar experience for me if I met Conte. Or
I'm not saying nothing.
Lisa says, "Yo también, sí también." The end was pure elation, and then pure torture in just a few minutes. Yeah, honestly, I didn't really think at all that it was gonna get rolled back. When I saw the replay and shit, I was like, "Nah, we're good." It was fucking scenes. I'm dancing. I'm doing my shit. I'm waking my son up. I'm screaming. But no, it was taken away from us. So no también. Big ups. There was something else I want to talk about, and it's the last thing I want to talk about. I saved the wettest for last. Alexander Hilton said, "Son ghosting in big matches." This was over an hour and a half ago.
He's been ghosting in all matches, hasn't he? Pretty much, except for the Leicester one.
And the Frankfurt one.
And the Frankfurt.
Awesome.
He also had an assist versus Southampton. So like, what's up?
Y'all got to.
But see, here's the thing.
Like,
Sometimes, like, you're unlucky with your run of shit, and that's what it was. He hit the post like 3 times in a row, and then another time he was right there for a tap in, and the defender decided he wanted an own goal instead, and so like, shit like that's not Sonny's fault, in my opinion. You hit the post, bro. It is the Santa Maria, whatever you want to fucking call it. It is.
It's Santa Maria.
Son to Maria, fucking get it done.
To Maria, pass the fucking ball to Maria, man.
Here's a new name. Red Devils Dananda says, "Big up, guys. Glad to catch you again. Big up. Love the content. Jesse Dyer and I send our love. Loving the content as always. So big up yourself and Jesse Dyer."
Jacob, there you go.
Yeah. I don't know if you changed your name or something, but I've never seen this name in the chat. But big ups. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. Aussie? Yeah.
Nice.
That's what this is, a fun little hour, because you get, Gogama's on her lunch break. Australia is kind of in the, they're midday right now and the next day. So they've kind of actually had time to sleep off the atrocity. Yeah. But see, we're still in the thick of it because we haven't cleansed ourselves.
No, I told my kid I'd come up to bed in 10 minutes. What was that, about 15 minutes ago? So.
Well, hopefully the bed's still there for you.
We got 4 couches. We're fine.
Oh, you're good. Any of them pull out?
No. With my back, I treated myself to a nice firm leather sofa. I could just.
Oh, nice.
It's here, right in front of me, so I don't even have to go far.
Hell yeah. Well, Bobby, I promise. Tell Mama Cam I'm not going to keep you too much longer. Probably going to go over 2 hours and some change, but.
Probably enjoying having the whole bed to herself right
tricky
now.
One. This is so Austin FC is the team that I support in MLS. Their shirt sponsor is Yeti, like the coolers, the mugs, all that stuff. So.
Oh, I thought it was Yeti, like the microphones.
No, it's Yeti, like the.
Oh, okay. I thought they were
like the camping gear shit.
I don't know what that.
I have a couple Yeti mugs. They like.
You should know that.
They're like insulated things, so they like keep hot, cold type stuff, and then they have like coolers and a bunch of stuff. They got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you never.
Well, there she goes. Oh, see ya.
Bless you. Goodbye. Good night. You won't see me out there camping and buying Yeti shit and everything, only because, well, I've seen enough horror movies to know that the brown guy always dies first, and I'm slow and not runs. So yeah, welcome back.
But the thing is, you got a couple kids. You can outrun one of them.
Yeah, you know what? But like I say, it's just gotta be able to outrun the.
Yeah, that's the rule of nature. Even like if you're an antelope, you don't have to be the fastest antelope. You just got to not be the slowest antelope. So I watch some nature docs. I'm a big nature guy. Animals and shit. I like that. That's a little passion of mine. So, yeah, the tricky one says Son has not been good this season. So wasteful. It's been pissing him off. I don't think he's been wasteful. I do. There was that moment today's game, the moment that I say that I think that he upset me the most.
The free kick when he slipped.
Yeah, that was that was
Like,
yeah.
even I was shouting out, "Sonny, what the fuck?"
Yeah, that was not good. Yeah, that was
That was bad.
I didn't like that at all. And it was
I like the way I don't even have to say anything.
I knew someone would bring it up, but I definitely saw it and was like, man, come on. Aaron says he doesn't blame Son. I blame how slow we're getting the ball to him. His best ability is finding space. Everyone taking too many passes, defense mid. I mean, we're passing a lot to get the ball forward, but then we're just passing it right back and kind of undoing a lot of the progress that we make when we do have possession. So I kind of agree with that. The golden boot may have gone to Sonny's head. I don't agree with that as well. I think maybe his expectations for himself have been compounding on each other to where it's just more and more pressure because he's like, I was free flowing. You know, it's just like, it's like in basketball. Sometimes you go through a little shooting spell where you're just not hitting the jumper right. And it happens. It happens.
Like a comment like that, though, it's like having won the golden boot. If you're saying that, you know, it's gone to his head in the sense that since the expectations are increased even for himself, he is putting more pressure on himself, then I can see that perspective a little bit, because I do think that he's really hard on himself and puts a lot of pressure on himself, and he might be putting even more pressure on himself now. But a comment like that where it's a little bit like it's gone to his head a bit too much, as if it's like an ego thing, then no. That I definitely disagree with, because Sonny does not, I mean, he's like, he works as hard as he ever has. Like, it's not it's not without like effort or anything, you know. It's not like he's cocky or something trying to like, you know, but pressure, he might be really like hard on himself right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
I agree. And I think that his positives completely outweigh any of the negatives that he may be showing this season. Again, I still think there's a ton of games that people point at the finger at him, when I think a lot of the blame is the team, Kane as well, Richarlison. And so I have a hard time just picking on my man's Heung-min daddy, because I just think he's still arguably our best player, if not our second best player. So big up Josh from Talk Football. Goguma, I hope he makes some goals soon as well. Lisa says, why do I support Austin instead of Dallas? I am not from Austin. I am from Dallas, born, raised. I've been to Austin quite a few times in my life. The reason why I became a fan of Austin was because I started becoming a fan of MLS when they were announced as a club. And so I was like, oh, this is a chance for me to, like, I'm a new fan. This is a new club. And I want to be, like, all their memories that they start building, I want to be a part of it. Rather than becoming a fan of FC Dallas. Also, I used to work for FC Dallas. Oh, I got a trophy too. Goalkeeper of the year, might I add, Jacob Walraven.
Nice.
So, nice.
You know, but also, like, I don't want to see.
I need a goalkeeping coach, man. That's one thing we're having a problem finding. You need to get your ass up here, buddy.
I'll do it. What's it pay?
Yeah, we volunteered, buddy. It's you.
It's orange slices and Capri Suns.
It's underprivileged youth.
Do I get free orange slices? I'll be there.
I will provide you the best fucking mandarin oranges on this side of the border. Okay.
I was actually talking to my wife. I'm working. I'm laying the seeds, to go to the Niagara Falls. So she's like, it's a long drive.
Dude.
She says it's a long drive, and she doesn't want. She's like, that's way too long. But I'm like, come on.
How long of a drive is it?
I think it's like 40 something hours. to get to New York from here.
Oh, okay. That might. I guess that's a bit of a long drive.
Yeah, but I was like, we could take a month off and just do like a fucking driving up north. We could stay a couple days in each state on the way.
About 10, 12 days. If you're gonna do a proper like a trip like that, do you have family? Is like going from where you are all the way coming up to America towards this way?
Dallas and then Arkansas. I have family, but then like the next closest would be like Florida or Baltimore, which is kind of out of the way. So I don't know.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, that's why I support us. Also, like I said, I worked for FC Dallas, so I know the fucking owner and his family, and I know the management. And honestly, don't want to see him lift an MLS Cup. I would not support that. So don't really care for them as people.
There you go.
So that's also why I was like, I wanted to pick a different team because, you know, I had to. Tricky One Googled Yeti says it's a large hairy creature resembling a human or a bear, said to live in the highest part of the Himalayas. So that's fun.
That's my mother-in-law. Oh.
Oh, shit. Hey, she might be asleep by now. You might be all right.
Oh, no, she might be getting up at 6 a.m. in England. No, my name is not Bobby.
So Red Devil says no banter, but Son is our Rashford. I disagree. Son's way more talented than Marcus Rashford.
Right. I no, because if you really read the way this person's putting it, no banter. So he's comparing current situation, and that's not too far off right now.
Don't be mean.
Moments of greatness right now, and
no, but
not 100% reliable all the time. Look how Rashford was against us. Couldn't put the ball. He could have scored a hat trick.
But Rashford's at his best day is not Sonny on his best day. That's just not comparable.
That's very true.
That's agreeable.
Yeah, that's 1,000%. Big up, Lisa.
I agree with Red Devils when you're saying that he's a confidence player. I actually agree with that. But even when his confidence is low, Sonny is not bang average. Bang average, we have a bang average team and squad for the most part, but Sonny is not bang average.
What would you call his performance this season thus far then?
Bad for Sonny.
But average compared to everybody else. And he's got 3 goals, right, for the season?
Yeah.
No, he's got 5.
Well, 3 for the Prem.
Not in the league.
3 for the Prem. Are you talking about the Prem, or are you talking about
the league? Yeah, in the league, he's got 3 goals,
yeah,
all in one game.
Yeah, so he's got 3, but he's been assisting
compared to
and creating space.
The numbers with everybody that would be considered in that same bracket, then he's not average. He's above average, but he's nowhere near the Sonny we need and want.
Yeah, but I didn't say that. I didn't say that he's the Sonny that we need and want, or we've seen at his best in the past. I just don't think
his past is done, man.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm comparing and saying he's not. I'm saying he's not the Sonny of the past, because I think that's what you're trying to say, right? So I'm saying that I agree with that, and that Sonny is not performing to the same level as he has in the past.
No, and based on that, that's why I can agree that we could.
Yeah. So, but I'm
current Sonny could compare to Rashford. Real Sonny. Rashford
but
can't
he is not. He's not bang average. I don't think that he is a bang average player.
No. Right now, unfortunately, he is. But I hope he snaps out.
Yeah,
especially before January, because we got to get his price up so we can sell him in January. Really push that.
When it comes to Heung-min Daddy, Heung-min Heung, Heung-min everything, Heung-min my sunshine, my beautiful sunshine.
Hey, 2 words for you, big guy, before you get too excited over there.
Yeah.
Oh.
When I think about them together, it's quite the sight. Come on.
Jacob, why is the camera on your screen shaking all of a sudden?
Oh, turbulence, baby, turbulence.
What?
Rashford's bags of potential doesn't mean shit, because you know who else has had bags of potential? Dele Alli. So
he had a few bags of those. Yeah, that's my last name, Aaron. Which cross? What's up, Gina Kim? How you doing?
Hi, Gina.
Part of the Lovers Lane committee. So y'all are all in the club together. Bobby K, Cubes, Gina Kim, Tom marketing, y'all hanging on the Lovers Lane Club, so I appreciate y'all.
I got another niece named Gina. Nobody told me.
That's true. So Philly says 9 hours from the city to Buffalo can't be done. I'm in El Paso, my friend. So to get to Dallas is 10 hours.
From the city.
Just to get to the other side of my state is going to take 10 hours to Dallas, 14 hours to the border, the east border. So it'll be a minute.
Bryce.
Okay, here we go, Bryce.
Philly, I think it's only 4 or 5 hours. Bryce, yeah.
Says Jacob, today was the exact reason why I don't want your boy Adama near Tottenham. We have our own useless no-end product, Headless Chicken, Chaos Merchant, and Mora. And that drives me bonkers. One is too many.
Bryce always got the best comments. Big up, Bryce. Big
Do
up.
I need to make the argument again why I think Adama Traore would be a complete game changer for this offensive attack that we're just lacking so
Please
much?
do.
So Adama Traore,
Shit.
before he left on loan to Barcelona.
Bullshit.
No, he actually had the most successful dribbles past players in the Premier League by
That
nearly
wasn't
double.
dribble. That's oil dripping off of him. It's not his
dribble.
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 Adama.
Hey, Adama has scored. If y'all are, care, he's scored already for Wolves this season. So
Wow, how
there
many
you go.
times?
Just the one so far.
Oh, okay.
But
Hey,
once in Prem
that
and
case,
once
you
in a
can have
cup
first
competition.
place, okay?
So he's got 2 goals.
So-
One in a cup and one in a cup competition.
Oh, he's going to be catching Sonny soon then. Straight swap, Sonny for Adama?
No, shut up. No way.
You're gonna make Jacob's head explode.
It's moments like this, Cube,
The
I
amount-
really wish
See, here's the thing.
Adama.
When people compare Adama to Lucas Moura, there's a major difference that I don't think people. I mean, if you just fucking look at the guy, I mean, come on, bro. Like, this big around, bro. Like, come on, bro. First of all, and then if you remember, whenever he came on as a super sub, I'm saying super sub when we played Wolves, it took 3 of us to stop this man. 3 of us to stop this man. So my thinking is, if he can even get half of that, say 1.5 to 2 men thinking about the muscly, oily man coming at him, like, what is that going to do for Kane? What is that going to do for Son?
Nothing.
Oodles and oodles of space, my friend. Oodles.
Fuck off.
I really believe if he was in this offense, I'm not saying he would start over Kulusevski, but I'm saying he could come in as a sub or be the replacement that we need, because he
could be the bench. He's strong. He could hold up our team.
you just want to sit on him. Don't lie.
I'm not that excited about him. You want to? If anybody on this panel wants to be sitting down Adama, don't point fingers nowhere else, okay, Mr. Jacob?
You knocked my headphones off.
See how excited you get just talking about the guy? Come on, man. QB, honestly, do you think Adama would be a good addition to our squad?
Do I want to make Jacob upset with me or not?
Remember the show we're on.
Okay, how's this? I'll put you in a better spot. If Adama was willing to convert to right wing back, would he be an upgrade on Emerson?
Yes.
And Dort?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
He'd be like if you put all 3 of the
I can't make
wing
it any
backs.
easier than that for you, okay?
Yeah.
If you put all 3 of them together, and then add a sexy slather of prime steak, you get
And
Adama
ostrich
Traore.
might be a better right wing back than Chicken Royale.
We need to do something about that. That
My
man
mom's
makes
a
me
better
mad.
right wing back than Chicken Royale. 70, man.
Rooney with DC United, they actually just fired like everyone. They only retain like 2 people from their like management. So they also got the Crystal Palace striker Benteke. So they're working on something, and I know that they also got another cat that was pretty expensive out in DP. So they didn't make the playoffs this year, but they did sack their manager like three quarters of the way through the season. Then brought Rooney in, and then brought Benteke in, and Benteke hasn't really been too fit. So But when he played there, he was shit. I watched him live when he played FC Dallas. He was slow, very, very slow. But I like that he's in the league. I think him in MLS as a coach, player, whatever, only does good things for the league. Aussie, US, and Canada are too big. Just chop it up. In Ireland and Korea, we can go coast to coast in 3 hours. 3 hours?
You got coast to coast in 3 days.
That's what I'm saying. That would take so long. And you'd be driving straight, no fucking brakes. To be fair, Traore would be useless for the Spurs team. That's not fair, and that's not true, Alexander.
True.
Jacob that's not fair. That's not true. Just like point blank.
This is so the fucking last time Jacob
Just
sent
shutting
me
it
the
down.
link.
No one's popping up with Jacob anymore, unless it's Adama. I'm actually a little upset
That it's you
about
popping
it.
up.
I'm actually a little upset with Adama because he's never responded to any of my DMs, never liked a comment. It's just like, bro, do you even see the love I have for you? And if you don't, then like you're gonna miss this train, buddy boy.
Jacob, like James was on my ass about Poch, it's time to move on. We got to move on together.
But we are so close.
I know.
So close.
Jacob, it's okay.
I'm telling you, January
In
1st.
the words of the great Elsa, let it go.
Let it go. Just
Don't, because I'll start singing Baby Shark, and both of us are gonna have nightmares tonight. Then. Okay.
you walked right into that. Apparently, I did. Baby shark, doo doo. Mama shark, doo doo. Traore can yeet defenders. Has a place on all benches. He's a big, strong man. Both of yous. It has been a great show. It has been a good little. I didn't plan on going over 2 hours, but you two, both of yous, I appreciate you both very much. Y'all make this show what it is.
Give me my party robe for you, baby. It's
This
like
was
this is my Bollywood Hugh Hefner look.
No, and thank you for reminding me because now my wife's been asking me what I want for my birthday, and I've been thinking about a nice, comfy robe, and yeah, nice. I want it soft, like super soft, yeah, like that. Does it have pockets?
Easy pocket of access, pocket of big, a pocket of pocket.
I was about to say, I was like, don't open it.
I hope,
No,
yeah,
don't
I
worry,
hope
I'm
you have
not
something
getting
on
that
under
freaky
there.
on you.
The show's over.
Yeah.
The show just began.
Oh, we're still live.
Well, this is the most tame pop-up with Jacob I've been on, I think.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's been pretty tame.
I
I
tried
actually
to
had to
get
try
him
and keep my
excited
voice
with
down
his
for a
baby
while.
oil.
So
Imagine Brian Hill with baby oil.
he'd be slippery. He'd be a slippery little bastard.
I fucking love it. Comment of the night. Comment of the fucking
You win,
night.
Chalavera. You win.
You win. I love it. Oh,
Brian Hill
what
with
a
baby
great way to
oil,
end
you
the
might
show.
actually mistake him for a baby.
Well, if you shave that little,
I'm afraid.
hair, right?
I'm afraid if you oiled him up, he might slip through the little holes in the shower drain.
I love it. Oh, that
You
was
don't want to make him
brilliant.
too slippery,
That was brilliant.
But
Good night, Lisa. Good night, darling.
good
Night,
night.
Lisa.
Big ups to everyone who popped up in the chat, who
Hit the
popped
like
up,
before you go.
whether you watch this live, whether you watch this on demand. I appreciate you. Whether you like this video, whether you didn't like this video and you're just a fucking hater, appreciate you. We got 29 votes, 18 likes. So that tells me there's 11 fucking haters who want to have fun. They want to party.
You're all out.
They want to party. No, they want to party. They're voting. They're having fun with the poll because I have a fun time with the poll. Which the winner is we suck. Not the ref's fault. It's our fault. So that's kind of where the majority lies. So that's fun. Second place was did enough to win, but VAR lubed up. Yes, they did. And third place was I just want to hug at this point. So, again, I'm all of these. Typically, all the answers are everything I feel. So, thank you, Bobby K, for joining us tonight, popping up with Jacob. C-Cube, thank you so much for popping up with Jacob. It means a lot. And Lisa, everyone in the chat, it has been great therapy for me. I feel so much better heading into this Bournemouth game knowing Hill Messi's going to get a hat trick. Is that where we landed?
Yes, completely.
Exactly.
And Jacob, yes, thank you for popping up into me. I mean, thank you for letting me come on your pop-up.
Both of those could be construed in quite a way. But anyway,
Good
yes,
evening, my
big
dear.
ups. It's all love here, and big ups to everyone. In those names that have been scrolling down below, you know who you are. You know I love you. Whether you're in the Soggy Undies Club, whether you're in the 10-inch Club, or if you're in the Official Supporters Club or the Lovers Lane Club, know that I appreciate you. And even if you're just a fucking hater who wants to not like the video and watch and participate in the polls and have a good time with us, I appreciate you. But go ahead and hit that like. Get a little love in your heart. Feel the love, make some love, and spread some love. Just don't spread any STDs. Big up yourself. I've been Jacob. This is Pop Up with Jacob. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you
Quiz.
Spurs.
Once wet, always wet.